Good afternoon, everyone. It's me again, Al Brown Spencer. Today is Sunday, the 28th of March 2021, and it is almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The situation is still the same, and I am still fighting for everything that was taken from me and my compensations, financial and moral. And again, just to make it clear, so anyone who would be willing to help or come on board this case and so on, to understand what are my goals behind this campaign to restore my honor and get my financial compensations, moral compensations, and to make it public. Okay, first of all, I would like you to know that I am not trying to be famous. So if anyone tries to convince you of this, or if you jump to conclusion or think this is another guy who tries, you know, to be famous by YouTube and all of this bullshit, I promise you this is completely not true. I am, I well, how to put this without being rude towards people who like fame and celebrities and all of this. I don't. I'm not into fame. I don't like to be famous. I don't even watch TV. All I watch YouTube because I invest my time doing things, actual things outdoors, or even creative things indoors. I don't like to watch, like TVs and all of this. I don't have time for this, and I don't want to waste my life, hours every day, just watching TV and materials opposed on me by people's ideas and so on, while in fact I can have better ideas to enjoy life and do some stuff. So if you think that I am campaigning and leading this campaign because of fame, I want to be famous, blah blah blah. This is completely untrue. And again, I hope I'm not repeating myself. My goals from this campaign, leafleting and the videos on YouTube and the court case I'm taking to the court, fingers crossed as soon as possible, against the authorities, is mainly to one, get my financial compensations and that I'm claiming because of what was done to me by the authorities of the country where I was born and the British authorities. Two, to restore my honor and my reputation, and also to gain back my freedom and my privacy that is still compromised till the moment. Third thing, to basically make this public so the authorities cannot dare to repeat what they did to me again. And another thing that everyone should understand, I don't want to stay in this country. I don't want to live in the United Kingdom any longer. I am going to Castellón de la Plana in Spain, the eastern coast, to stay there, settle, and start a new life and start my air and sea adventures business, where I'm going to be, living my life and all of this and starting all over again, hopefully, a new life free from any compromise of my freedom or my privacy, and hopefully there will be no more use, abuse, or torture, or surveillance, or monitoring, or manipulation, or interference in my life by anyone, whoever they are. So again, if you jump to conclusion, please don't. This is 100% genuine case. I am trying my best to basically get my financial compensations, moral compensations, restore my honor and my dignity and my reputation public, or make this case public to so everyone knows, not just here in the UK, but also in Europe and the United States and the whole world if possible. And above all of this, to punish those who are responsible for what was done to me. And when I say punish them, I mean a fair trial in court regarding everything they did to me. Not just those who made the orders or orders what was done to me, but the people who helped them or were manipulated by them deliberately or or not deliberately or directly or indirectly, who were used against me and destroyed my life. The other thing that I would like to make clear as well, I mean, I am going 100%, there is no negotiation over this. I am leaving the United Kingdom completely. I don't want any tie or any connection with the United Kingdom whatsoever once I establish my life in Spain and gain a formal residency in Spain. And I am going to settle down in Spain, and eventually, after establishing my business and after, achieving myself and making a name for my business, and eventually, if it happens that I meet a nice, decent Spanish girl, and hopefully from Castillon itself, and who actually has got nothing to do with authorities or manipulation from any way, shape, and form, and actually genuine, then and only then maybe I will start a family and start a big family with her and so on. And this is live basically. So, in other words, if anyone watching this thinks or jumps to conclusion and thinks that I am another guy trying to be famous on online or by YouTube or this and that, or I have other, goals hidden in an agenda or whatever, I promise you, I am actually, as honest as possible, and I don't like to pretend, and life is too short to actually pretend or trying to be someone you're not. And above all of this, I want to make it clear I have no hatred inside me towards anyone. Even my abusers, no matter who they are, real, close, far, it doesn't make any difference. I have no hatred towards them. However, they must be punished for what they did to me and what they caused me and that my life that they destroyed completely. Uh, so don't jump to conclusion. Don't think that I have other goals in my agenda or whatever. I am as clear and as honest and as straightforward as possible. I want to get my financial compensations, moral compensations, freedom, make this case public, get those responsible for what was done to me punished fairly by a fair trial based on fair trial and publicity, and basically move to Castillon de la Plana in Spain, where I'm going to restart my life and enjoy it and do the things that I actually have great passion towards and I love so much, the way that I cannot express it and words cannot express how much I love these two things and how much my life is based around them regardless of anything else I like. I'm this kind of a man that there is nothing I cannot do, and there is nothing that, as long as it's a good thing, it doesn't have anything to do with harming people in any way, form, or shape. I can do it, and I have passion towards, and I like to do it, and so on. However, my main passion in the whole life and my whole life until death is, what I'm going to talk about now, which are two things, which is air and sea. Hence, my company that I'm gonna call in Spain or establish in Castillon de la Plana is gonna be called Air and Sea Adventures, but of course in Spanish and so on. And it's all about activities, that has everything to do with the air, like skydiving, wingsuit flying, micro lighting, hang gliding, motorized hang gliding, you name it, traveling by airplanes and doing traveling and tourism around Spain and so on. And again, the sea adventures the same from the port in Castillon. There will be two boats for the company, different sizes for our customers to do trips to basically the Isles of Ibiza, Mallorca, Menorca, and coming back, and so on, and day trips and overnights and you name it. I mean, air and sea adventures will be actually, I am planning to make it one of the best activities, companies, and adventurous companies in the world, hopefully, fingers crossed. So, this is what I'm gonna do, and this is me being very honest. And anyone out there who's listening to this, Please do not let this take you away from the main reason why I am posting this video. Mainly, I need your help to make this case public, take the case to the court, get those responsible for what was done to me punished, and mainly get my financial compensations and moral compensation and my freedom and my privacy back again, so I can move to Castillon and restart my life and restart, you know, the thing and do the things that I like to do and I love to do. And I promise you, once you start helping and supporting me, you are not doing anything against the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is a good country with the good people in it, and the people who actually have honor and they are honest and they actually love people. However, life is not always like this. You get some people, I mean, the people who did this to me and participated in everything was done to me and facilitated, took part, or did to me what they did to me, they are not the example that should be generalized in terms of the United Kingdom. So when you're helping me, you're not doing anything against the country. You are actually restoring the justice and the right thing that needs to be done in this country. When I came to the United Kingdom in 2004, I was fully convinced I am starting my life or restarting my life, a new chapter of my life after leaving the country where I was born, with whatever was going on there to me and so on, and restarting a new life where my human rights are respected, my freedom and my privacy will never be compromised. However, all of this was not true, and the reality, as I said, shocking, and my human rights were violated in every way, shape, and form, and I was used, abused, and tortured in every way, shape, and form, and my privacy and my freedom are still compromised till the moment I am videoing this. Because here in this room I'm staying in, I promise you I'm not making this up, however, I cannot prove it. There are hidden cameras and listening devices around here which I cannot even locate, and so on. And I'm not gonna go around in the room like a crazy person trying to find out where I'm making holes and all of this. So, in other words, there is not much I can do, but my privacy and freedom is still compromised till the moment. So by helping and coming on board this case and make it public and passing it on, you are not doing anything against the country. So if you are a patriot person and you care about the United Kingdom, I promise you, you would be doing the right thing to take part and actually to react and actually to make this case public and fight those who are giving bad name to the country and literally destroying essential things about a country that's supposed to be a host of civilization, and human rights, privacy, and freedom are protected and respected. The other thing as well, by helping me, you're not doing something wrong. There is nothing that illegal here or something that you should be worried about. I am not promoting to any kind of hatred or any kind of violence or any kind of anything illegal or anything that can harm anyone in any way, form, or shape. And by basically punishing those responsible for what was done to me and those who took part in it deliberately, this way you're not harming them. This is justice. Hence, there is law that we have to abide by, and literally people should respect other people's privacy, freedom, and human rights. And those people did not respect this and violated my human rights and used, abused, and tortured me and took part in things that should never happen to anyone. So by punishing these people fairly in a fair trial and put them behind bars and in jail for what they deserve, you're not doing anything wrong. They brought this to themselves, and if they made a mistake, they could have rectified this and actually reacted and did the right thing when they had the chance. When I gave many chances to people and cried a lot, making it clear that I was ready to, rather than taking them to court and make them pay the price in terms of their freedom and punishment and going behind bars, that to make it amicably, as long as my freedom and privacy will be respected, and they give me my financial compensations, but they refused completely even till the moment, and so on. So it is a must, because people like this, you can never trust them. And promise you, when I say these people have no honor, I mean it. When you know in details what was done to me, you will understand that these people have no honor whatsoever, and whatever they're gonna claim is absolutely a made up, and absolutely, they're trying to justify something they did and call it a mistake or whatever. There is nothing in the world that you can call mistake when you deliberately harm someone just because you think they are doing something bad, or they are criminals, or committing an offense or whatever. Hence, there is a law and there is conviction. Once you know someone is doing something bad, you have to convict him, fully convict them first, and then you punish them. Hence, on my behalf, unlike them, I am taking them to court so they can have a fair trial based on, evidences and what they have done to me, rather than just assumptions and all of this. Or even I mean, 100% these people did what they did to me, and I am not going about and say we do the same to them, which I called or I claimed previously. But then thinking about it properly, there is no way making or fixing a mistake by another mistake. And when I say so, if someone commit an offense, I mean, for example, death, if someone killed, they cannot be killed in return. They can be trialed and put in jail so they don't repeat this or harm other people, because a human being's life is the most precious life on earth and should be respected and protected at all costs, even those who actually did anything that you would imagine or wouldn't imagine, in terms of offenses and, murdering and blah blah blah. We don't have the right to kill them. We don't have the right to take their souls. They have a soul that should be respected no matter what, and if they did something wrong, they should be put in jail so they don't repeat it, or at least this is their punishment for what they have done. And that applies on everything else. So, whatever offense someone does, you know they must basically be trialed and put in jail. So by coming on board this case and helping and supporting, you're not doing anything wrong. uh, to be honest with you, there is nothing else I can say apart from the fact that I want to close my eyes, open it again, and find all of this sorted, everything is achieved, and I am in Castillon de la Plana, in the Air and Sea Adventure Center I'm going to establish, and my business is going and my life is going back, to normality without any worries about surveillance and all of this. But the reality is, I'm still here, surveillance everywhere in this room, and I'm still putting this video trying to ask or asking people to help me and so on. I promised to say some or to describe some of what was done to me here in the UK, which the high authorities caused me indirectly, which I am going to do here now in this video. So I am going to describe to you, for example, if anyone out there watching this video and doesn't know me and watching my videos for the first time, the use and abuse and torture that was done to me and my life that was destroyed. Uh, 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 some authorities, I call them inferior authorities because they are inferior to superior authorities, which is the high authorities that run the business from behind the curtain. And when I say so, I'm not another conspiracy theorist and all of this. This is actually happening as I speak and as you watch this video, and this is actually a reality, not something from a movie or whatever. So these high authorities, they have an immense power in terms of planning, ordering, and using other authorities and so on, and putting policies and setting policies and many lots of things. So they actually used inferior authorities such as the police, social service, and the prison department, because they falsely put me in prison for 4 months, remanded for doing nothing at all. So basically, I'm gonna describe to you from now. You know the idea, the inferior authorities that directly were used to use and abuse and torture me and destroy my life, and the high authorities that from behind the curtain and undetectably use them to do so. And I will give more details and fine details to whoever is interested in this. So anyway, I was subject. This is for example, if I can number the use and abuse and torture I received, and one is the easiest that was done to me, and 100 is the, you know, the worst that was done to me. I can promise you there is one and there is 100. And I'm gonna describe to you now just number one, the easiest thing that was done to me in terms of the use and abuse that I was subject to. I was beaten up by 7 police officers for doing nothing outside the magistrate court in Reading in Berkshire, when I was supposed to have a formal hearing that on my request, I requested it from the court to go and meet a judge to ask them to help me and protect me from my abusers from the high authorities and that who are using, inferior authorities. And police approached me. They didn't tell me why they were arresting me, whatever. They only asked me, what are you doing here? And they were wearing, two of them, and they were wearing civilian clothes. And I looked at them and like, it's not your business. Why are you asking? And then they said, oh, we are police, come with us. That's what they said. And when I said, why do you want to take me? Why? I have a hearing. Why do you want to take me? Blah, blah, blah. And then I was beaten up. Other officers in uniform joined, and I was beaten up by 7 police officers, and they put me on the ground. And outside the court, solicitors were watching, and not even one of them approached and asked, why are you beating up this man? And anyway, they beat me up, and literally they put me in a van, and they took me to the police station, Loddon Valley Police Station, and they kept me there for 4 hours before a nurse came to me and, to check my bruises and scuffs from the beat up and all of this. And then she actually was there to ask me what was my intention, and I made it clear I was gonna sue them and take it to court. And then I was called for an interview, and literally all what they were doing, they were trying to negotiate with me to let it go and not to report it, and in return they would have let me go with no problem whatsoever, which I refused. And then they put me back in the cell, and then 2 hours again later they brought me back, thinking maybe I changed my mind, blah blah blah. And again they were negotiating with me with the same thing, trying to ask me to let it go and not report it, and they would have let it go. And when I made it clear that that's it, I was going to report it, which I did later on, and so on. They actually called an ambulance, and they took me to Prospect Park Mental Health Hospital, and they put me there for 4 nights. Imagine being arrested for doing nothing, beaten up, spending the whole day in a cell, and then taken to a mental health hospital where they kept me for 4 nights, being examined and observed by psychiatrists and nurses. And in the end, I was called after the 4 days. I was called by the head psychiatrist in his office, who told me, well, you're free to go. We don't think you have anything whatsoever, but we think you might have a mild paranoia. And when I asked him, are you trying to tell me that I was beaten up by police officers, arrested, put in a cell, and brought here for in a mental health hospital for 4 nights? All of this because you think I have a mild paranoia? So he said, he looked at me and he was like, well, he doesn't want to get in trouble. So this is, in total, this is number one. This is just the easiest that was done to me, and I promise you there is 100 as well. And for people who might watch this video and literally search and try to find out the truth, that was done to me when I was beaten up by the police officers and so on the 20th of April 2017, and that's outside the magistrate court in Reading in Berkshire, just before midday, because the hearing that I requested to have with the judge was around midday, and I was going to have a coffee about 25 minutes before the hearing, and this is when they actually approached me and arrested me and beat me up. And by the way, if you search, my name changed, so my name now is Al Brown Spencer. This is my name, which I changed by a deed poll here in the United Kingdom after withdrawing the nationality of the country where I was born and changing the name that I was called at birth by my parents in the country where I was born, which I will actually write down just here where my finger is pointing, because I don't want to pronounce it whatsoever. I don't want to speak that language or pronounce even my name or the country where I was born or whatever. I cut my ties completely with the country where I was born, not just by withdrawing my nationality, even with my siblings and family there. I don't even talk. I haven't talked with them or even texted them or whatever for ages. So anyway, if you want to know the truth, you have my name, which you saw on the screen there, and basically you know many information now. And this is just number one that I'll explain to you, and I promise you there is number 100. And if you are interested to know more, watch more videos, because more videos to follow. I will include lots of things that was done to me and will explain many things that was done to me and so on. And for people who might ask why the police arrested you on the day when you had a hearing, why the hearing for, what this and that, there will be explanation. I will explain everything from the beginning and why the authorities did this to me, and which goes back to the roots where I was born and so on, which is a big story. However, if you're interested, keep watching and get in touch directly. You know where I am staying and so on, and I'm still leafleting, and I will be leafleting every day, and my videos will be there, and my case will be in the court hopefully as soon as possible and so on. So if you can help, or you know someone who can help, solicitors, media presenters, human rights activists, human rights organizations, and it doesn't matter where it is, so nationally, internationally, it doesn't matter, as long as it has got nothing to do with the authorities and people who abused me and the countries, I mean, like where I was born and so on, North Africa and all of this and so on. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I hope I didn't talk too much. And please get in touch if you can help, and if you cannot get in touch by phone or email, or you don't get a reply, or you get a funny reply or something weird or whatever, I promise you that is not me. This case and my struggle is going on until you see it on TV, until I expose these bastards, until everything is public, not just here in the UK, but in the whole world. So it's not just the money, and I'm not after fame. I don't want to be close in any way or form or shape to fame or celebrities and all of this. I like my life and privacy and so on. Well, anyway, thank you very much for watching. My name is Al Brown Spencer. Please support if you can, or pass on the message to everyone you know. And I am going to answer any phone call or return any missed call or email and so on. And my phone number is 0746 5920503. Again, it's 0746 5920503. And my email is A for Alpha dot B for Bravo dot Spencer at hotmail.com. And at the present time, I am staying at room number 1, and that's 135 West Hill Road, that's Bournemouth, BH25EG. If you cannot get in touch with me via phone or email for any reason, or you get a funny answer or weird or whatever, please come and meet me in person. You're more than welcome, and I will give you all the answers you're looking for and more than enough information that you would be seeking or willing to hear. Well, thank you very much for your time, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and you're going to be watching more videos. And thank you very much for your time, and hopefully will be supported by you soon. Well, thank you very much, and take care and have a good weekend. Thank you.